Richard was feeling down in the dumps. "What's wrong?" asked Thomas kindly.
Well, I don't want to seem ungrateful, said Richard. Oh, but I do miss the old days. The Southern Railway was my home. I can't help but miss it at times.
Thomas understood. "I feel like that sometimes, but I wasn't on the mainland for as long as you were. Maybe you should speak to the Fat Controller. I'm sure he'd understand." But Richard didn't need to. The Fat Controller had already noticed, and one day he went to visit Stepney, the Bluebell engine. "I have a steam locomotive of great interest," he smiled. "His name is Richard, and I would very much like for you to meet him." "Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir," beamed Stepney. "I'm sure you'll have a lot in common. He is an ex-Southern Railway engine, too." Stepney was thrilled. He set off early the next morning. Richard awoke at the sheds to find Duck and Thomas giddy with excitement. "Oh, you two are up early," said Richard. "The Fat Controller has got a surprise for you," grinned Duck.
"Oh, for me? Oh, how nice. What is it?"
"Who is it, you mean?" chuckled Thomas. Richard was puzzled, but he wouldn't be for long. The signal dropped, and from far away an engine whistled. "Here he comes!" yelled Duck. Stepney puffed into view. The engines whistled and cheered. This abruptly woke Gordon up, who was most annoyed. But the tank engines didn't care one bit. Stepney stopped on the turntable. He looked over to Richard. "Hello," he peeped. Richard was aghast.
"Oh, you're Stepney."
"Well, that's me."
"Oh, the Bluebell engine."
"Oh, that's me."
From the Bluebell Railway."
"That's me again," laughed Stepney.
I can't believe it. You're only the most famous tank engine in the world. Sorry, Thomas. I mean, one of the most famous tank engines in the world.
"That's very kind of you to say so. I've heard many stories about you, Richard. I must say, you've certainly left your mark here on Sodor." Richard was most flattered. As the engines were prepared for a day's work, they talked and laughed. Stepney and Richard reminisced about the old days of the Southern Railway. "I'm surprised you don't pull the boat train," observed Stepney. "Your class were excellent at it."
"Well, I didn't realise we had one," said Richard.
"Ah, yes. Bear pulls it mostly. Maybe you should give it a try," encouraged Duck.
No, I can't. Those days are long past me now."
"And so they should be," grumbled Gordon. "The boat train is not an express anymore. It has been demoted to a stopping service. If it was of great significance, they would have given it to me." "Just because you don't pull the train doesn't mean it's not important," huffed Thomas. "Boat trains were the most prestigious trains in the South. They were always luxurious and were guaranteed connections with transatlantic liners," explained Stepney. "Richard, you must have pulled some in your time."
Well, I did. Oh, they were lovely fast runs. Oh, you caught me late. I felt like I could fly at times. Oh, and the coaches, they were so beautiful. It really was a golden age of travel. But things changed," sighed Richard.
"I reckon you've still got it," said Stepney. "Huh! Well, whatever you think he's got, he hasn't. If he had, he'd be used on the express, and since he isn't, then what he's got isn't there. Understand?" grunted Gordon. Richard wasn't sure if he did. "Honestly, my dear Richard, gossiping with tank engines, they're filling your smoke box with silly ideas." And Gordon huffed lordly away. Stepney was put to work along the branch lines. Everyone was pleased to see him. But even though Stepney was having a lovely time, he couldn't stop thinking about what Gordon had said. Richard has still got it, he puffed to himself. Gordon needs to see that. As luck would have it, that afternoon Stepney was at the junction just as Bear arrived with the boat train. He told Bear all about Gordon and Richard.
Well, Bear admitted, I don't really enjoy hauling the boat train at all. All that stopping and starting is rather tedious. I much prefer good long runs.
Would you mind swapping with Richard? Asked Stepney. You could take his goods while he takes the boat train.
Well, that's fine with me, smiled Bear, as long as the Fat Controller agrees.
The Fat Controller did agree, and all was arranged for the next day. News quickly spread around the yard. Reliving the past, eh, Richard? How adorable.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Replied Richard sweetly. He's patronizing you. Take no notice, grumbled Duck. I think, Gordon, you'll be pleasantly surprised, said Stepney. I'll be the judge of that, Gordon remarked, and he huffed away to collect his express.